let's do overhead press. So the first one we're gonna do is standing overhead press. So we wanna make sure that our feet are wide. We have a good strong stance. Out to the side and push overhead. Now when we're doing this, we wanna make sure that our core is engaged. Our legs are strong. We're pushing into our feet. Everything is tight. Everything is engaged. Especially if we're overhead pressing heavier, this really, really matters so that we're not straining our back. And we push over our head and push. And I'll show you from the back. So wide stance, to the side and push. And down and push. And I'm pushing into my feet. My core is engaged. My legs are tight. Now seated overhead press, it's really going to be using our upper body more. When we're standing, we have a little bit of help from our legs. So this is great if you really want to focus from your waist up. Back straight, core is engaged, and push. And see that my arms are parallel to the ground. Push, back is straight. And another variation to use even more of your upper body is to be sitting on the ground. If I'm sitting on the ground, they can be a bit more challenging because it's really using more of my upper body. These are a lot heavier now. So, oof, and push. My back is straight, my core is engaged, but I absolutely cannot use my legs now. So I'm really pushing into my butt. And so sometimes I do a single arm overhead press instead. So like this. Now, if you are using a much heavier weight to overhead press, I would recommend having your adjustable bench back all the way up so that you can support your back. We really want to make sure that our back is supported when we're lifting heavier. So when I'm lifting heavier, my feet are really planted into the ground. I'm pushing into my feet while I'm lifting. My back is pushing into the back of the bench. My butt muscles are tight, my abs are tight, everything is engaged and tight. And the most important thing when I'm lifting heavier is that I'm pushing into the back of the bench. So I'm pushing into the back of the bench while still keeping my back straight. I love overhead press. And another variation of overhead press is using a barbell. So we're gonna have our feet about as wide as the two lines that are on the barbell. When we lift it up, we wanna make sure that our weight is centered, that we're not leaning over too much. So hold it up. Gonna, and then push up. Make sure our weight is centered, and then we bring it down to right about our collarbone and then push it back up. My legs are really firmly planted into the ground. I'm really pushing out of my feet. My core is engaged. So I'm using my arms, my back, my legs, everything. And then to lower it, I'll show you from the back. And up. And down to my collarbone and push up. And my core is engaged, but I really feel this now in my upper back muscles.